Hello! I have the book haul to end all book hauls. I've accumulated a lot of books the past while. Right now Ireland is in lockdown still, but Easton's is still open. Weirdly enough, their like fiction side is open and their stationery, but their young adult is blocked off. So I have been wandering in there safely 2 or 3 times now. And a couple of things I picked up from Amazon and Book Depository. So yeah, this is since, what is it now? We're nearly at the end of April now. This has been since January, and I have bought, oh no, I don't want to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27 books. 27 books, that's a lot. Yeah, I just thought I would share them. I didn't buy these all in one go. These are a little bit of a accumulation. So yeah, I'm trying to build up my collection. I wanted a bit more diversity in my library. So yeah, I think it's a good thing to collect. I would tend to lean young adult fantasy. So I did try to branch out and get a few more, even though that would be my go-tos. Anyway, I need to get through all these books. The first few, I did not buy these all in one go actually, but the Grishaverse series. So if you're unaware, probably are aware, Shadow and Bone is coming to Netflix really soon. I think for me, I don't know when this video is going up, but it might be released by now. I think it's the 23rd of April when it's releasing. The Grishaverse series has been out for a while. I think it's like 8 years old or so, and it's of course very, very popular. But if you are unaware, there's the Grishaverse Trilogy. So there's Shadow and Bone, there's Siege and Storm, which is downstairs. I'm in the middle of reading that. And then Ruin and Rising. So it's that trilogy. The main character is Alina. She lives in this universe where there's a war. There's people with power and they're called Grisha. So kind of magical abilities. She's a soldier and she goes to war. There's this thing blocking their country called the Fold, which is just this big mass sheet of darkness. And when she goes through it, she finds out she has power herself and she becomes a Grisha, or discover she is a Grisha. So it's kind of the ramifications of that. I'm on Siege and Storm, which is the second book. I loved Shadow and Bone, loved it. Siege and Storm I'm enjoying, and then of course I need to get to Ruin and Rising. In the same universe you have Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. So these are the 2 books. These are by Leigh Bardugo, by the way. So yeah, the Six of Crows characters are also going to be in the Netflix show. So I really, really want to read the trilogy and read this duology before I watch the show. So I might be late getting to the show, but I do want to read the books first before the show comes out. I'm so excited to get into this universe. I already love it. I'm very late to the party, I'm well aware. I do have a reading vlog. I don't know if it'll be up yet, but I do have a reading vlog of me reading Shadow and Bone. And yeah, I'm just falling in love with this universe and I really, really like it. So yeah, I'm loving this. It's a young adult fantasy and it definitely has young adult tropes, but the world building is amazing, the pacing's amazing. I really like the characters. If you like fantasy, you'll like this basically. It's YA, but it's not so childish either. Like adults can very much enjoy it. Yeah, so I'm excited to get into this, so I bought all of it. You also have this duology, which is the King of Scars and then Rule of Wolves. This just came out actually. I just got these from Amazon just like in the past 2 days. So yeah, I don't think the show is revolving around this story, but this is another duology, same universe. I'm not quite sure what happens in this one. I kind of took the risk and got the 2 duologies because I already know I like the trilogy anyway, so I'm like, okay, I'm just getting everything from this universe. I know Leigh Bardugo also has like a collection of short stories as well that's still in the same universe. Yeah, I thought I would focus on the main books first. Anyway, so yeah, I bought the whole of the Grishaverse series and I'm happy about it. Okay, moving on to some other books. I picked up Bridgerton. Basically, I picked up The Duke and I, and this is by Julia Quinn, and obviously this is a very popular Netflix show now as well. I've never seen it. I know it's kind of like Pride and Prejudice meets Gossip Girl. It's very adult, it's very sexy apparently. I've never seen the show, but I thought I might read it first. I've heard mixed things. I've heard like the writing isn't that great, but everyone seems to love the show. Basically, this one I think is a fake dating relationship. I think for, is it Daphne? I think Daphne is the main character, yeah. I think for her to appear more important in society, she pretends to go out with this duke. So yeah, I think that's the synopsis. I think it's like fake dating to real dating. So yeah, I thought I would give it a go. I don't particularly read romances. I like romances within stories usually, like there's romance in the Grishaverse and I love the romance on that. But yeah, I just thought I'd pick it up. I think there's 8 books in the series, in the Bridgerton series, but I just thought I'd pick up the first one to see if I actually would like it. This is gonna be a long haul. So I picked up Girl, Woman, Other. This is by Bernardine Evaristo, and apparently this is, I think it's 12 women. Yes, 12 very different characters on an entwined journey of discovery. I think, so this is basically 12 points of view, but all their stories are interlinked. And I believe everyone is a person of colour. But yeah, this one, winner of the Booker Prize 2019, so this won the Man Booker Prize, which is I think the book equivalent of the Oscars. So this one last year, or 2 years ago now actually, 2019. So yeah, I heard really good things about it. I definitely want to read more contemporary fiction, so yeah, I picked this up. I'm quite excited to get to it. I picked up Sally Rooney's Conversations with Friends. I love Sally Rooney. I read Normal People and loved it. I've never actually seen the show yet, but I need to get to that. They're making a show of this. Yeah, it's Sally Rooney. She's amazing. Like with Normal People, I read it and I was like, she just understands Irish people. She is Irish herself, so I just really connected with Normal People. So I'm hoping kind of the same thing. I think it's based in Dublin as well. Yeah, it's based in Dublin. So obviously really want to support Irish authors. I do believe she's coming out with something new this year. But yeah, I think this actually came out before Normal People. But yeah, I've seen it in shops all the time and just never picked it up. So I just went for it. But yeah, it's basically about, I think it's 2 friends and I think they date at some point and they grew up together and then the 2 friends become friends with 2 exes, I think. So it's how they all interlink. Sally Rooney does the human experience very well, but yeah, I want to read more from her. I know this is going to be a harder read, but I picked up My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell. This is about a girl who, she's a teenager, I think she's 15 years old. Yeah, 15 years old, and she has a relationship with her teacher, and I think it's her as an adult reflecting back on it, and she believes she was in love, but obviously this is about pedophilia basically and grooming, so obviously this is a trigger warning. It's probably going to be a hard read, but I'd say an important read too, just to understand how these things can happen, I suppose. But yeah, I've heard really good things about this book. I picked up The Milkman by Anna Burns. I don't actually know what happens in this, but I know, did this win the Man Booker as well? Yes, okay, this won in 2018, the Man Booker. It was the winner of the Orwell Prize for Political Fiction. Oh wow, and shortlisted for a lot of other prizes. Let me see. Okay, in an unnamed city where to be interesting is dangerous, an 18-year-old woman has attracted the unwanted and unavoidable attention of a powerful and frightening older man, the Milkman. In this community where suggestions quickly become fact, where gossip and hearsay can lead to terrible consequences, what can she do to stop a rumour once it has started? Okay, cool. I heard that this is kind of wacky. I think the characters don't have names. I think people are addressed by their occupation, so Milkman. I'm quite oblivious going into this. I'm not quite sure what it's about. Yeah, I think, is this Irish too? I believe this is Irish or Scottish. The next one I picked up, and this is a really popular one, is Cersei by Madeline Miller. This is based on Greek mythology. My Greek mythology knowledge is like Hercules, the Disney film. I watched Troy, the one with Brad Pitt. Okay, so I think it is, Cersei is the daughter of Helios. Basically, she's banished. So Cersei's tale is a vivid epic of family rivalry, love and loss. I don't know what's going to happen. I do like that sometimes. I like knowing a book is good and highly acclaimed like this one, but not knowing what's gonna happen. So yeah, that'd be interesting. But basically, yeah, Cersei is banished because she has her own powers that don't line up with the god's powers. I picked up a classic. I picked up Wuthering Heights, and I just got the Penguin classic. So this is by Emily Bronte. I am working my way through Austen, but I think I would like to do the Bronte sisters as well. Sorry, if you hear kids, there's kids playing in the garden in front of me. I've seen Wuthering Heights. I've seen a movie version of Wuthering Heights, but I cannot remember what happens. I know the male character is called Heathcliff. That's all I know. I totally forget. Okay, so it's about Lockwood. He seeks shelter in Wuthering Heights, and there he discovers the events that took place years before, the passion between Heathcliff and Kathleen Earnshaw. Okay. her betrayal of him and the bitter vengeance he now wreaks on the innocent heirs of the past. Cool, so it's kind of like definitely a romance. But yeah, I am a classics reader. I love classics. Austen is my favourite, but I want to give the Bronte sisters a go. So yeah, pick that up. Another one I picked up, I haven't even finished the Grishaverse, but I picked up Ninth House. So this is by the same author, Leigh Bardugo. And I believe this is her first adult novel, and I do believe this is Dark Academia. So Galaxy Alex Stern is the most unlikely member of Yale's freshman class, a dropout and the sole survivor of a horrific unsolved crime. Alex was hoping for a fresh start, but her free ride comes to a catch. She has been tasked with monitoring Yale's secret societies and notorious haunts of the rich and powerful. Okay, so it's kind of a, oh, now there's a dead girl on canvas and Alex is the only person willing to look deeper. Okay, I read recently was The Magpie Society by Zoe Sung and what's her name? And Amy McCulloch. I was like, oh, looking to see who the author of that was. So kind of murder mystery / dark academia secret societies in Yale, so that sounds really good. If it's as good as the Grisha series, I'm sure I'll really enjoy this too. I love dark academia as well, so that does sound very interesting. By the way, I bought most of these books in Eason's and Amazon. And I really enjoy Eason's as a shop. Actually, when I lived in Scotland, I really missed it. Like, books are really reasonably priced, and then they have stationery as well. Any kind of stationery you could possibly think of, they have. Again, reasonably priced, and I didn't really find an equivalent shop in the UK, and I think Eason's is Irish, but yeah, so like a typical paperback would range between €8 and €12. The next thing I picked up is The Humans by Matt Haig. I've heard, I think it was Book Roast, she said this was one of the best books she read last year. I have The Midnight Library as well, haven't got around to it yet. Yeah, I just heard that I think this is about just aliens coming to Earth, but yeah, obviously Matt Haig, he's a really popular author. Usually I would like to get a book down before I buy any more of an author. This came so highly recommended that I thought I would pick it up. It looks really strange. Like, it doesn't have, like, the chapters only seem to be 2 pages long. Like, I don't know, it looks really, prose looks really unusual. The next book I'm most excited about, this is Panchinko by Min-Jin Lee. And this is the most beautiful cover too. I don't know, did it just recently come out in paperback? But yeah, I think this used to have a blue cover, but this paperback is gorgeous. So yeah, this is about a girl and she becomes pregnant. She falls pregnant by a married Yakuza, and her family face ruin from this. Then a Christian minister offers a chance of salvation, a new life in Japan as his wife. So I don't know, is she Korean and then moves to Japan? Yes, Korean. She's Korean and she moves to Japan, following a man she barely knows to a hostile country where she has no friends and no home. Sunja's salvation is just the beginning of her story. I've heard amazing things, like everyone who reads this, it's 5 stars across the board. So yeah, I'm quite excited about it. So yeah, I think it's a woman who's shamed because she's pregnant outside of marriage, but this Christian minister takes her in as his wife, and hopefully he's good to her. So yeah, I thought this would be interesting. I'm a Christian myself, so I just thought reading about a Christian character I thought would be interesting. Yeah, so here's me hoping he's nice. I hope her husband is nice. Someone in the comments can be like, no, he's horrible. I don't know, but yeah, I'm so excited to read this. So excited. So yeah, I kind of picked these up just when I was browsing as well. Like some of these were specific ones that I really wanted to read, like the Grishaverse series, but a lot of them were just kind of ones I just randomly picked up. The next one is another one I really want to read. This is Daisy Jones and the Six, and this is by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is about a fictional band in the 70s, and it's written as an interview. So I think it's an interviewer and then each character kind of narrates it. So I think it tells the story of the band, and I think it's loosely based on Fleetwood Mac. So that's really cool. This author also wrote, is it The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo or something like that? Yeah, again, like Panchinko, I've heard nothing but good things about this, and I'm just so excited to read it. Like, I love music, and the fact that this is a fictional band, I just think, oh, this should be really good. Very excited for it. Next one I picked up is Rebecca. Basically, I know this is quite a well-known book. I don't know when this came out actually. Oh, this came out in the 1930s. This came out in 1938. Okay, so this is a old book. But yeah, it's basically about this woman. She's really shy and she has no family, and she meets this man called Maxim. She quickly kind of marries him, and then she goes back to live with him in his manor, and it's kind of haunted by, not literally, but can't help but be reminded of his late wife Rebecca. So yeah, I recently saw the Netflix film with Lily James. That movie didn't get great reviews, but I actually loved it. I really liked it. I love Lily James as an actress. Like, she's Cinderella and she's in Mamma Mia too. I love her. I actually quite liked it. So I do know the story, but I still wanted to read the book, still wanted to read where the story came from. So yeah, I picked this up. I thought this cover was really nice. Now, these books are ones I deliberately went to go look out and get. I got The Book Thief by Marcus Cusack. So this is basically a modern classic at this point. I was totally confused. There's this little girl and she's dancing with the Grim Reaper. Apparently Death narrates this book. I think that's so interesting. Basically, I think it's about the book ban that happened in World War II. This little girl called Lizelle, her parents had been taken away to a concentration camp, so she must be Jewish, and she steals books. This sounds really interesting. The fact that it's narrated by Death, that's so interesting. I also love this cover. So it's kind of got speckled gold all throughout it, and then yeah, just her dancing with the Grim Reaper. But obviously I'm expecting this to be amazing. I'm expecting this to blow my mind. That's the only thing with a hyped book. Like, people say they cry when they read this. So yeah, I'm expecting big things. I hope it lives up to the hype. I picked up another Penguin classic. This is Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. So as I said, I'm trying to work my way through Jane Austen, her 6 novels. So I've done Pride and Prejudice, Emma and Northanger Abbey. So I want to do this one next. I've seen the BBC adaptation that has, I think it's Kate Winslet and Alan Rickman, and I loved it. Hugh Grant is in it too. Loved it. So I do have a faint idea of the story. It's been years since I've seen it. I think it's 2 sisters. Their father dies. So I think they have to kind of downgrade their life. I think they have to move away from their manor to a smaller house, all these things. Yeah, and it's about romance, of course. It's Jane Austen, so it's going to be about romance. Yeah, I think this was Jane Austen's first published novel, so yeah, I'm excited to get to this. I'm kind of like quietly confident I'm gonna like it. These next ones. I'm ashamed that I've never read them, but I got The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I was going to say George R.R. Martin. No, J.R.R. Tolkien. So obviously these are the Lord of the Rings. These are basically, I believe, is it Tolkien that kind of invented fantasy? He invented, like, a lot of fantasy is based on the Lord of the Rings. I don't know why these were quite intimidating to me, but they don't seem to be, you know, that big. I know the Lord of the Rings was originally divided into 3 for marketing purposes. Yeah, so you have The Hobbit, which is the prequel, and then the Lord of the Rings as well. I've seen the movies 10 million 100 times. My brothers just watch them yearly, I think, and like they're always on TV. We just watched them a lot when we were younger. I could quote most of it. I could probably like recite A Fellowship of the Ring, but I love the movies. I love the story. I'm assuming I'm going to love these books, but yeah, it's like a sin that I've never read them. So yeah, just finally got them. I love this box set. I haven't taken it out of the plastic yet. I love when series come in a box set. So my Grishaverse is in a box set, and also is it The Folk of Air by Holly Black? I have that in a box set, and I really like it. It's nice and neat. These are nice and colour blocked as well. Yeah, super excited to read these. I was like, if I'm going to start booktube and I'm going to start reading fantasy, I need to start with the basics. But yes, so excited to get around to these. This one got me because of marketing. Like, their marketing worked. I've just seen it everywhere. This is The Absolute Book by Elizabeth Knox. I'm not quite sure. This is meant to be a very strange book and is meant to take you really on a journey. I think it's supposed to be about, it's about a car accident. Someone loses their sibling. No, it's not a car accident. Sorry, it's a murder. It's about a murder and her family library, and I don't know how it's all interlinked, but this is meant to take you on a crazy journey. Yeah, again, I kind of want to go into this blind because I know it's quite unusual. Yeah, I'm excited. I love these end papers. They're little ravens. It's actually stunning. I haven't heard a lot about it. I haven't heard people talk about it really, but yeah, their marketing, I have seen it. I was like, I'm getting it. I'm gonna see what's the deal. So yeah, excited to get to that. But yeah, again, I don't really want to read into it. I want to be surprised by what it is because I know it's meant to be really genre bending. The last book, and this is 2 in 1 as well. I haven't taken this out of the plastic either yet, but this is Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. So this has Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass, so both stories. Apparently this one is done by Harper Design. They do a couple of books, like I think they have The Secret Garden, I think it's The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Jungle Book, and I think Peter Pan. But I've seen these on booktube a bit and they're beautiful. It's absolutely stunning, and I think there's like interactive illustrations in this. But yeah, I would love to read some fairy tales and like the tales that make our Disney movies. I would love to read the originals. I love Alice in Wonderland too. It's definitely one of my favourite Disney movies. I'm excited to get into this. I forgot a book. It's 28 books. I also picked up Clara and the Sun by Kazuo Ishiguro. I actually read this already, but yeah, this is his new release. It's being marketed like crap, so you probably have heard about it. And obviously he's a very famous author as well. He was the winner of a Nobel Prize in Literature. This is about AI, so it's about the narrator is a robot, Clara. It's nearly the equivalent of watching a Black Mirror episode. It's very futuristic, what the world can look like, what artificial intelligence can look like as well. So it's an interesting take on kind of dystopia science fiction. But yeah, if you like Kazuo Ishiguro, you'll like this book as well. I'll go into more detail in my wrap up. Yeah, they are all my books. I currently don't have enough room. I actually have another bookshelf coming to fit here. Hopefully that comes soon. I ordered it from Yisk. But yeah, I really want to expand my library and make it very varied. But yeah, obviously I didn't buy all of these in one go. I gradually bought them. But yeah, I had fun. I think is book shopping and book reading, I feel like they're two separate hobbies. Watching book videos and buying books is different to reading books. I love both, but like there's just something about buying books. They are a fun thing to collect, and like they're something you can have for the rest of your life and you can pass down to your kids. That's what I love about books. So yeah, I am happy to kind of extend my library. But yeah, that is about a lot. I'm definitely most excited about these two, Panchinko and Daisy Jones and the Six, and The Lord of the Rings. I actually can't wait to get into that universe. That's everything. I have a Goodreads if you want to see the books I read, how I rate them, my reviews on them. What I don't like about Goodreads is that they don't let you do halves, because I feel like 4 and a 5 is very different to a 4.5 book. I do monthly wrap-ups as well, so as I read books I kind of talk about what I read and what I thought about them, spoiler free. I have an Instagram as well. You can follow me there if you wish. Yeah, if you want to add me on Goodreads as well, you're welcome to. I'll have everything linked in the description. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!